So there's always a way to adjust. And I think that's the beautiful thing about people in sales. I think that's a lost art because you're talking about education before. I think we think you have to major in this, but what if you're just good at storytelling and sales? What can you do with that? All sorts of stuff, right? Everyone's selling. So just go and do it. You have this resilience that you have. And you can get down. You might call me up like, man, I think I might just go work at Walmart. Like, you say that all the time. And I think that's good. But then what you're doing is it's like an outlet. And then once you got it out, then you go for a walk, you go for a workout, and you're back at it the next day. You never called me like, you know what? I think I'll go work at Walmart because it's funny in a way. And this is not to knock Walmart at all. But then the next day, you're just back at it. There was never a day that you were not back at it. And you might have woken up with a cold and you're like, shit, I don't care. I'm just going.
Our old boss at our other company, I would go in there and I think I was relatively successful. Every year you'd have these months that just were terrible. And it just, no matter what you were doing and you were giving the same effort. I get out here and do this every day, but you just have months that just things are not coming together the way I would go in there and I felt like I'd sold my last case, which was not true. And then finally he reminded me, he said, we have this conversation every year, like this month, every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And then you go out and knock it over the fence. And what I realized is I just like to fuss because if you're in business, it's not easy. No matter what your business is, there's always challenges. And I remember Bobby Knight when he was at Texas Tech coaching basketball and they weren't as good as he had been at Indiana. And somebody said, Coach, what did you learn about coaching at a school that maybe is not as big in basketball? And he said, you know what? You work just as hard for a lower result.